Hi friends, this is Ishan, and today I'm going to show you how to apply for visitor visa extension for Canada. If you are trying to apply for the visitor visa extension Canada, you have already applied for the visitor visa and you are already supposed to be in Canada. So thinking of that, there are some circumstances that you might want to extend your stay in Canada. Usually when you apply for the visitor visa Canada, you get a visitor visa for around 10 years, or it could be other time periods, but the maximum you can stay at a time in Canada is 6 months. So if you want to extend that time, you have already been in Canada for 6 months, and if you want to stay longer, there is a process which you can follow, and you can simply apply for the extension online, and that document is known as a visitor record. So it is not a visa; it is just a paper that says that you have been registered to stay for longer than 6 months in Canada, and you apply for it online. You can also apply it on paper. It usually takes around 4 months, and that's a pretty long processing time, but it is what it is. And yeah, so let's just go ahead and see on how to apply it. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is search Visitor Visa Extension Canada on Google, and then go to the first link from canada.ca. You can read this document. It shows that it's visitor record, and you can go through other details provided here, and then it also shows how much are the fees, which is $100 Canadian, and it shows the processing time of approximately 4 months, which is 121 days. And then going to next step, it will show on who can apply. So you can apply if you're already in Canada and you want to extend your stay longer than 6 months, or if you want to convert your study permit and work permit to a visitor visa or visitor record. So you can apply in these cases, and then you should apply, or you should consider applying at least 30 days before the expiry of your current status. This means that if you entered Canada on visitor visa on 1st of January, your status will expire on 30th June, and you should apply before 30th of May or end of May. So keep that in mind and apply well in advance. And then you can go on next step, which is how to apply. It's showing the steps that you would require. So the first step is having proper electronic copies, or having a way to get the copies of them. You can also get them later, and you also need a payment method, which is either debit or credit. And then when you go to the next steps, it's going to ask some questions on the next steps, so be prepared to answer, and it's going to determine your eligibility based on that. And the fourth step is beginning the application, and for that you would require to sign in. And if you don't have an account yet, you can create one. I have an account, so I'm just going to log into my own account. So once you log into the account, or if you create an account, you will be on this page, and you will see start an application, and you will see several links under it. So you can click one of them, or the first of them, which is apply to come to Canada. You can click that, and then you can begin the process. So it is going to ask you the eligibility questions, and I'm going to answer it based on my situation. So it's asking, what would you like to do in Canada? So I'm going to say visit, and then it's asking how long am I planning to stay? So that's going to be temporarily less than 6 months. In my case, you can choose depending on your situation. And then it's going to ask me the code, so I'm just going to choose the code on my passport, which is India. And then it is going to ask me if I am currently in Canada. Yeah, so in this case, as I'm going to apply for a visitor visa extension, so I am supposed to be in Canada, and I'm in Canada, and I think same is the situation for you. So you also choose Canada if you are in Canada at the moment. And the next question is if I have a family member who is a permanent resident or Canadian citizen, so I'm going to choose no. And then I'm just going to choose my date of birth, which is January 1st. And then hit next. And now it's going to ask if I am a land and immigrant, so I'm just going to choose as no. And neither I'm a US citizen, so I'm just going to choose no here as well. and then current immigration status in Canada. So I'm going to choose I'm on a visitor visa, and then hitting next. It is going to ask my marital status. In this case, it's going to be married, as I'm married, and then depending on your situation, you can choose that. And the province of destination obviously is Ontario. So hitting next. Okay, so now it says my results are that I may be eligible to extend my stay in Canada. So I'm just going to hit continue, and now it is going to ask me for the documents, I hope. So let's hit next. Okay, it has some more questions here. Yeah, it's going to say that if I'm accompanying a family member. So in my case, I'm going to accompany my wife, who is on a work permit. So let's select that, and then hit next. And it's asking me, when does your status in Canada expire? So taking the 6 months into account, it is going to expire on, let's say, a month after now. So today it's end of July, so let's choose August the 15th, and I'm gonna hit next. And then, have I had a medical exam? So I have did it a few months ago, so I'm just going to choose as yes, and depending on your case, you can choose what it is, and then just click next. Do you want to submit an application for a family member? So if you're submitting it for a family member, you can hit yes. I'm not, so I'm just applying for my own, so I'm just going to say no here, and then go to next steps. So are you giving someone access to my application? I just don't want to give it the access to anyone else at the moment, so I'm gonna hit no. And then in the past 10 years, have I given the fingerprints? Obviously yes. For the visitor visa, so I'm going to choose yes. Depending on your situation, if you did give any biometrics, you can choose yes or no. And yep, just going through the next steps here. Okay, so it's asking me if I belong to fee exempt, and there is a page which shows who are exempt from paying the fees, but I know I am not, so I'm just going to say yes, I will be paying my fees. And then going to next stop, it says, are you able to make a digital copy of your documents? I would say yes, because I already have my documents scanned. If you don't, you can still choose yes, and then scan and get it later. And then I will be paying my fees using one of those methods. So I'm just going to hit yes, and then move further. So this is what I answered, and based on this thing, it is going to send me to the next page, which is, okay, so there are the 4 steps now for submitting the application. Let me just show you on what the steps are. So the first step is using the account, which is done, saving the application, and then it is going to retain the application and the questions I answered for 60 days. So I must submit the application in 60 days, or otherwise it will be deleted. I mean, the application will be deleted. And then for uploading the documents, this is the format that they support. Just go through it thoroughly and make sure that you have the right format for your documents. And then paying the fees is the last step. So when I hit next, let's see on what it shows. Okay, so it's showing me the document checklist. So I'm going to go through on each of the documents here and show what it is. So those are the application forms. So this is going to be the application form, which is IMM 5708, and this one here is going to ask my personal details as it did when I applied for a visitor visa, and same is going to be in your case. So you can download the form, and then you can, once you're done, you can fill the details and upload the file. The next is my passport. So it is going to require the first and last page and all the page which has stamps on them, and the next one is the upfront medical exam, as I did mention that I had did it. So I'm going to upload that as well. Digital photo, so the photo is required in the digital format, and these are the specifications of the photo for visitor visa extension. and then it's going to be family member proof of status. So in my case, I have a spouse who is on a work permit, and I'm just going to upload their work permit. Depending on your situation, you can upload their immigration document as well. If you have someone on study permit, let's say your spouse is on study permit, you can upload their study permit here. And then optional documents, it's going to give you some optional documents. So the first one does not apply to me. The second one is client information. So it's going to be any additional information that I would like to mention. So you can create a PDF, you can create a Word file and mention some clarifications that you would want to. And then you can upload that file here in the PDF format, or even the Word format would work. So yeah, that's it. And once you're done uploading these documents, you can simply go ahead, proceed ahead, paying the fees. And then you can see your status in the applications, under the applications, once you are done applying, and you should hear back from IRCC within 4 months or so. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions regarding the applications, feel free to reach me out in the comment section, and I will try my best to answer those questions. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Take care, cheers, and I hope you guys have an amazing day ahead. Bye now.